Joining us this morning is Laura Ingraham, the founder and editor-in-chief of Life Zet.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Good to see you guys. I brought the weather. I mean, it was a 3.5-hour delay out of D.C. yesterday, though. That
you were lucky to get out because a lot of people were stuck in
awful.
New York. John Roberts
driven. Drive, that's always the answer.
Well, it's important. I mean, day 3 and day 4 are more important than day 1. But what do you think about day 1 getting off on the right foot?
I think it set the stage for the fact that most Americans today, 65%, think we're going in the wrong direction. They're not happy with the status quo. And I think throughout the night, whether it's families who have suffered from illegal immigration, crime from illegal immigration, the Gold Star mom, of course, was very heartfelt, Rudy Giuliani, David Clark. I think it set the stage for now we need change. This is the way things are now. Right. It doesn't have to be this way. So I thought that part of the narrative was, if people say, well, it was so gloomy, the press, like, well, look at the polls. Yeah. People want
We're
change.
in the ditch.
This is not what people want. So you set the stage, and I think the American people deserve to hear that truth from the people who've been victimized by bad policy.
It's interesting, too, because there were 2 vets who spoke last night. Congressman Ryan Zinke, Navy SEAL, and then who's a politician, Senator Tom Cotton. So you see the military aspect. I got your back, and I can still be a politician.
And I think Cotton did a fantastic job. I think in the end, the choice in this election is going to come down to, like, the status quo is this: we have porous borders, we have an underperforming economy. The White House just downgraded economic forecast for the next 2 years. Is this okay with you? If it's okay with you, you're going to vote for Hillary Clinton because she's not going to change the policies. And if you want change and change policies, then you got to vote for Donald Trump. That's a simple question.
All the speakers, of course, are very important. They started at about 4:30, and then at 10 o'clock at night.
A little bit of an uproar at 4:30 too, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. A little after 10 o'clock, Melania took the stage. We were all waiting to hear what she said. Listen to what she said, and then we'll talk about it.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise, that you treat people with respect. They taught and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. The only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them. Donald intends to represent all the people, not just some of the people. That includes Christians and Jews and Muslims. It includes Hispanics and African Americans and Asians and the poor and the middle class. There will be good times and hard times and unexpected turns. It would not be a Trump contest without excitement and drama. But throughout it all, my husband will remain focused on only one thing: this beautiful country that he loves so much. If I'm honored to serve as First Lady, I will use that wonderful privilege to try to help people in our country who need it the most. One of the many causes dear to my heart is helping children and women. You judge society by how it treats its citizens.
So the speech was a hit. I mean, she did a great job. And then, you know, a little bit after that, somebody started thinking, wait, that kind of sounds familiar.
I have to say, when I heard the word is the bond, I was talking to my friend Chris, and we were watching going, that sounds a little bit familiar. And I can remember Michelle Obama said something very similar. Some of the language was fairly generic language, but the word is the bond thing, obviously that came from Michelle's speech. I assume Melania got help with this speech. As for most of the big speeches, people, you know, collaborate on these speeches. So, you know, that was unfortunate, and it shouldn't have happened. But I have to say, anyone who has tried to speak a foreign language and read a teleprompter and deliver an address, it is really hard. And I thought her speech was heartfelt. The snark and the nastiness coming from the left last night. And you know, the Trump people
Well, you expected that.
Yeah, but think about it. If this were an illegal immigrant who is getting up talking about dreamer, I'm a dreamer, I graduated number 3 in my class, I came to this country, it wouldn't have mattered if it was to be or not to be plagiarized, you know, taken from another speech. It would have been, well, we have to look at the core of the message. This was really uplifting and hopeful. I thought her speech was great. I think they should put her out more on television.
Oh, absolutely.
She should be on morning shows today. If I were advising them, I'd say get Melania.
Melania, call us.
Yeah, come on my radio show.
But we already have Laura Ingraham in this block, so we don't want her now.
Okay, yeah, not right now. Later.
Even though she's not that attractive, I like the delivery.
Yeah, right.
You know, I do.
Unfortunately, they have to dress her up.
Absolutely. You know what, Kai used to do a little bit of producing? I would have loved to see like a 90-second brief history of what it was like. Because I've met her parents.
Yeah.
I went to 2 Apprentice finales. Their whole family goes. They're like a family. Even though she's a international supermodel, she's like a normal person. I could see her parents drilling that into her.
She did talk about her mom teaching her about fashion and her father teaching her about travel.
And she's really funny. She's a lovely person, but she's a regular person who happens to be married to Donald Trump. And I think for when you looked at the reaction online before the whole lifting the passages conversation, I think just regular folks, when they were commenting, going, wow, that's kind of surprising. When someone is that beautiful and so that amazing visually, for some people it can be off-putting, but I think she seemed very genuine, and I don't care about the snark out there. I'm sorry, but I can be a tough judge, but I thought she did a great job.
Okay, so she came into this country illegally. She signed the guest book. There were a couple of parents who did make speeches last night whose children were killed by illegals while in this country. We've got a little bit of what they had to say as well. Listen to this.
My son's life was stolen at the hands of an illegal alien. A vote for Hillary is putting all of our children's lives at risk.
My best friend, my rock, my son, Dominic, my only child, was also killed by an illegal immigrant. I call them illegal aliens.
1 minute, I'm hearing my son's voice. Be right home, old man. I'm right around the corner. Next minute, gunshots, and Jazz is dead. We learned the killer was an illegal alien gangbanger from Mexico.
These parents put a human face on illegal immigration when there's a problem with it.
And the reason I think this night was such a success is those are stories that you don't hear about. If you're a working person, maybe you're working 2 jobs, read the headlines in the newspaper every day, tune in for a few minutes on television, unless you're watching Fox, you're really not hearing these stories. And it goes way beyond those poignant anecdotes. This is something that happens every day in the country. Someone is victimized by bad government immigration policy, and this humanized it. Those truths need to be said. They can't be hidden. They can't be put in a closet somewhere. Those are real stories.
Well, let me ask you something. If you are seeing single-digit Hispanic support, somehow they're being misinterpreted as anti-Hispanic, not those parents, but the Trump message. How do you get those parents to matter and at the same time tell Hispanic it's not about you?
Well, I think what Trump probably you'll see him doing in the coming weeks is events with Hispanic-American entrepreneurs, people who came into this country legally, native-born, maybe of Mexican heritage, who are doing amazing work in the business community, philanthropically, in churches. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of that, and I think you're going to see some of that later on in the convention. But this is the story about, these are the truths that people don't want to speak about. You hear a lot about the good stuff. You know, the left is telling that narrative day in and day out. But regular people have a different experience, some of illegal immigration.
Dominic's mom was on with us, her only child. She lost her only child, and she said, preventable. That's what makes her so upset.
Would be here today.
Exactly.
Laura, thank you very much.
Great to see you guys.